He was honest in his recommendations, and he was honest in every conversation I've ever had with him. When I need to know the truth, I've always known who to call. And Chuck, those are just a few, but what I've learned through this process is I'm not the only one who's going to love you and respect you outside the athletic training room. And, you know, in a few weeks, it'll be 3 years to the day, we're really just a few weeks shy, when I called Chuck, and I asked him, hopefully I can get through this, if he'd be okay if we named our little boy Ash. And he didn't respond. And then I heard Marilyn, I can't talk in your voice right now, she said, Kelsey, he doesn't cry. What did you say to him? But they let me name our little boy Ash. And naming our son Hamilton Ash after Chuck gives us the reminder to teach him to live his life with humor and with discipline and with a thirst for knowledge, and for us to always remember to put our family first, just like Chuck always did. I hope you enjoy going through these memories that we've collaborated for you, because I know I sure did. And our next speaker is another dear friend of mine and someone I miss dearly. And Dr. Dugas, you know, I think over all these years, Chuck really did make you look good.
I don't have a dress to wear, and y'all are happy with that. And so I can't compete with Heidi, and I can't compete with Kelsey, and I can't compete with the leadership of Dr. Hawkins.
Give him your dress.
Yeah, I could try that. I'll need a couple pair of the Spanx for sure. So I have a couple things just to share with you. First and foremost, that everybody that's come out of this program in athletic training, and I tell them this, I tell the people in Birmingham this, I tell anybody that will listen this, if you come out of this program, you will be hired by us basically sight unseen. They're that good. They're that different from everybody else. They're that different from every Alabama, West Alabama, Jacksonville State, you name the program, these people are just that much different. And it's because they get the hands-on experience and the confidence to make decisions. Whether they function as athletic trainers at schools or they work in our offices, my work wives, the people that I love and that love me and take care of us, they're Troy people because they speak my language. And they can do the things that I do without having to be told. They just have amazing skill sets. I don't know of another program like that, and that goes across our whole clinic and our whole organization, not just me. So that's a tribute to Chuck and his assistants, to Richard, to the whole Troy family and how they teach these people how good they are. The second thing I'm going to tell you is a little story. In my world, and I hope that none of you do this, we have to keep up with the orthopedic literature to know, what's new and what's different, and it's constantly changing. Well, I mean, I read the sports medicine stuff, at least knock on wood, I'm supposed to read it. Chuck has changed the way that we function as sports medicine doctors. Chuck, not Troy, not Chuck and a bunch of other people, but Chuck. And I didn't believe when I was told by Dr. Andrews that things heal faster in Troy, Alabama than they do on the rest of the planet. I thought that was just baloney. But I can tell you that I actually, 16 years into this, I believe that with all my heart. And I've seen that time and time again. And I saw it today with Jarvis Bentley, who had one of the worst elbow dislocations I have seen in 17 years of practice. He's going to play in 2 weeks. That doesn't happen in other places. And it doesn't happen because of me. It happens because of Chuck and Leslie and the people that work with these kids. So my story about that is, and there were about 10 of these, but this one was in about 2003 or 4. We had a middle linebacker named Marcus Richardson. Marcus broke his clavicle. I forget what game it was. Might have been the first game of the season. We had to go play Georgia Tech. So Marcus was maybe 4 weeks post-op. We put a plate on his clavicle. And he was going back to practice a little bit, but I'm not in practice. I didn't really know what all he was doing. And I get to the game over in Atlanta, and Marcus is standing there, and we're talking, and he's got his arm around me. Marcus, how are you? Great, man. How's it going? Terrific. You look good. How's the running going? Running's good. Everything okay? Yeah. And he looks at me and says, hang on, Doc, I got to go. And he throws his helmet on, and he goes out, and he makes the first tackle. I didn't even know he was practicing. This is 4 weeks after we put a plate on a fracture. Now, bone does not heal in 4 weeks. It heals in 8 weeks, and then you got to get your strength back. Well, that was the first of about 15 or 20 of these things, and we have now published the definitive article on fixing clavicle fractures in contact athletes, and nobody around the country can believe that we got these guys back in anywhere from 2 weeks up. Xavier Moreland played with his plate in, and we didn't take his stitches out until after the game. That does not happen in the rest of the sports medicine world. And so my point of that is that Chuck is not just an athletic trainer. Chuck is a teacher, Chuck is a scientist, and Chuck is not afraid to take his knowledge and his relationship with these kids and push them to places that they and everybody else in the country doesn't think they can go. I didn't think they could go. Chuck did, and he made that happen. He continues to make that happen. And Troy has no idea how good they got it in that regard. And all the people that have worked with him know that stuff too. So thank you, Chuck. You've made our whole profession better, not just the athletic training world. And third, I'm going to tell you that he's been not just a mentor, he's been a great friend. And our relationship is going to continue. And Dr. Hawkins was exactly right. This is not just a retirement. Chuck is going to continue to be around. He and I are going to continue to work together and continue to do what we do, because he's not done with this world of education and mentoring and teaching and doing great things. So I'm looking forward to the next phase of our close friendship. He's been a great mentor and friend to me, and I can't thank you enough. Love you, Chuck. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. This is totally a tribute to Chuck and all the lives that he's touched. And I wanted to thank the people that have kind of made this happen. And maybe I'll do this off the top of my head because I've kind of forgotten. But Booty Bruce at the Budweiser distributor provided the G-rated beverages for the evening. We wanted to make sure this was a family-friendly event. He also had a little monetary contribution to the thing. University Medical with Dr. DeShera and John Adams. We're big proponents. The koozies are yours thanks to them, and so make sure you take one of them home and so you can remember the Chuck Ash Bash. Food. We've had donations of food. James King and his lovely tin-top cooker over there got here around lunch, so it was awesome. And Carl Ware and I think Big John helped out with some of the barbecue sauce for the wings, and Miss Mary Gibson was very helpful in arranging a lot of the food. So I can't look at Chuck because I'll probably cry, but we're so proud of him, and I know that each one of us have plenty of stories to share with how he's impacted our lives. I don't think I can say anything more. So, thank you so much for coming. We have two videos. Dr. Andrews sent in a video, as well as our one and only Coach Larry Blakeney. And so we'd like to play those. And then we have a loop with some other videos that some of the former players have sent in, and a lot of pictures, some of which old trainer people might be some choir practice kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind. But before you leave, and maybe after the one time through the first loop, we want a group picture so we can remember this huge event. So don't slip off quite yet. So wherever my audio-visual helper here, the lovely Jamal, who actually put this together, so we want to thank him too, and Freaky as well. Smooth, as most of you know. This is the what? Okay, well, we're going to go with this one first, and then we'll do the Andrews and Coach Blakeney. Yeah. Well, you're about 15 years younger there, too, though. Come on up, Chuck. Sit up, Chuck. Okay, so we have something for him from the State of Alabama House of Representatives. And I can only read a little bit of it, because you know I'll probably cry. But a one-of-a-kind individual who's greatly impacted the field of athletic training. I don't know if I'm doing that or it's all me. How about we could go like this? Okay. A one-of-a-kind individual who's greatly impacted the field of athletic training in the lives of his colleagues, students, athletes, and friends throughout their distinguished career. Through the years, Mr. Ash has earned widespread respect for his tireless dedication and exceptional abilities. His unwavering commitment to excellence reflects immense honor upon Troy University and the entire state of Alabama, and he is truly deserving of special recognition. So we salute you tonight. We appreciate it, and I know you want to say a few things. So.
I kind of feel like tonight, the first day I walked on Troy's campus when I was a freshman in 1974. And when I would walk across campus, everybody would go, hey. And I said, boy, because where I came from, everybody didn't do like that. And I said to myself, you know, there must be somebody really, really popular here that looks like me. That they think I'm somebody else. And I really kind of feel like that tonight. That for all that this university has given me, I just don't think that I've paid the dues to receive it all. And you know, this is not. Well, I guess it is about me, but to me, this is what our program has meant to everybody, and all the work that everybody has put in it to be as good as we are. And it goes from the chancellor down to the freshman students that are in the curriculum right now. And it's not the buildings, it's not the budget, it's not the facilities, it's the people. And we have been so blessed to have great, great people. And everybody here has had a part of making me a better person and making me work harder and make me think harder. Whether you are the student trainers or the GAs who push me so hard, and Diane, Allison, and Cherise who take all my harebrained ideas and turn them into reality. I can't thank y'all enough. And then